You are listening to the How to Talk to Girls podcast, where you'll learn step-by-step how to meet and seduce beautiful women. Whether you're looking for one night of fun, a week-long fling, or a long-term relationship. I'm your host, Trip, and the episode starts now.
Hello and welcome to the How to Talk to Girls podcast. I'm your host, Trip Kramer from tripadvice.com, recording here live. Well, live for me, not for you, in Chicago, Illinois. And happy to be back for another episode. Took a little bit of a break there, as you can see. This is a couple weeks after my last episode. The holidays got to me. What can I say? So I took a little break, but we're back. Don't worry. We're going to be doing podcasts the whole year. You can look forward to new episodes the entire year of 2019. Holy cow. Can't believe we made it here. Can't believe the decade's almost over. This is weird. Man, this is weird. I'm now living in, 4 decades I've been in. I've lived in 4 decades, the 80s, the 90s, the aughts, and the teens, I guess. Wow. Okay, anyway, more into some interesting stuff. Updates for you. I am now taking applications for coaching. That's right. I am personally coaching guys, and I'm helping them with all their specific struggles with women and dating. So if you are having a hard time going out, meeting women, keeping women attracted, continuing conversation, flirting, getting the girls that you're interested in you, then coaching might help you. Well, coaching will help you, but we got to see if you're a good fit first. I do not accept everyone into my coaching program. I only accept people that fill out an application and it looks right to me. And of course, you have to be 18 years and older to even apply. So if you want to apply to do coaching with myself, where we hop on calls and I personally customize a plan for you to go out and meet women and really get this area of your life handled, well, then go to tripadvice.com/coaching. When you go there, you will see an application. Fill it out in as much detail as possible so I can get to know you and make sure you answer honestly. So fill it all out, and then I will reach out to you if the application looks good. Like I said, I don't take everyone. I only take maybe a handful of people per month. And like I said, we hop on the call and we really take a deep dive into what's going on in your dating life, what's not working, and then solve it. And I work with guys all the way from you have never, ever approached a girl in your life, all the way to I have guys who do talk to girls all the time, but they're just not able to get it to the point where the girl is excited and eager to give them their number or go home with them or even meet them out on a date. So it depends where you are, but I help guys at all skill levels. So don't be afraid if you're like, oh, well, I've never even talked to a girl. And don't worry about that. That's where I come in and I help you, okay? I even work with guys who have extreme social anxiety, so we can help you with that as well. So apply today. I am taking new clients for the year 2019. Okay, tripadvice.com/coaching. So if you're struggling, if you have my book Magnetic or my program Hooked, then you have an idea of what I teach. And if you're just like, well, I just need that extra push. I need to be held accountable so I can actually get results in this area. That's what coaching is for, to get you results. Okay, so go ahead, again, apply. tripadvice.com/coaching. And that's Trip with 2 P's if you don't know already. Okay, so today's episode, we're going to be listening to a voicemail. That's right, a voicemail came in from a dude who is talking about a very specific and interesting situation. It's related to the friend zone. It's related to this topic of desperation. Yes, I do believe this guy is acting desperate in a way. Not directly to the girl, but deep down inside, I think there's a desperation. I think there's always a desperation inside of a man when he doesn't believe that he can attract a woman other than the woman that he's pining after. Maybe you've been in this situation before. And of course, I always retort with my common theories of abundance mentality, which you're going to be hearing about again, because it's so important after we listen to this voicemail. But listen for yourself and think about the situation that our caller is in. It's about a 2-minute long voicemail, so listen up carefully. See if you can relate to him. And then I'll come in and I'll respond to it and give you some of my thoughts. Here it is.
Hey, Trip, this is Nick. I've just got turned on to your podcast here recently. I actually ran into some issues with the girl that I've been seeing. I guess a little backstory for it would be I've known her about a year, but since I've known her, she's been in a relationship with this guy that basically he's a criminal. I mean, he's stolen guns from her family, stolen money from her. And I've watched her take him back time after time. And I guess, something happened about a month ago that, made her pull the cord on the whole thing and block his number, do all that, and, stop talking to him. So we had started hanging out. And it seems like the closer things move towards the direction of us being in a relationship or anything sexual, she'll kind of shut down on me for the next few days. So I'll kind of pull back and start looking at it as, okay, she just wants to be friends again. But then she'll kind of hint subtle little cues to what she wants being a little bit more than what I'm picking up on. But anytime I'll try to talk to her about it, she shuts down on me for a few days. So here recently, I brought up to her, look, this is what I'm picking up on. And, am I crazy? And she basically said, yeah, she just wants to be friends. She's still in love with this guy, this, that, and the third. And I'm kind of, at a loss. I've gone through a lot of your podcasts trying to see. I even listened to the Friend Zone one, and it's not tailor-made for the situation I'm in. So just wanted to see if you had anything you could help me out with there. Thank you.
Nick, old boy. Okay. Good question. I got some thoughts for you. So let's just give a little summary here for anyone who kind of lost what was going on here with Nick's voicemail. So Nick met this girl. I don't know how long he's known her for. Maybe he was a friend. Didn't get that detail. Apparently, she just got out of a relationship where the guy was a criminal, stealing guns from her family, doing other illegal things, apparently. And so now Nick and this girl are sort of doing this thing where they're kind of dating, kind of not. And every time he goes to do something physical, she shuts down. And he tries again and he gets shut down. And then eventually it sounds like she said that she's still in love with her ex. So that's the story. Wow, drama city. That's why I picked this voicemail. I thought this is more interesting. We don't hear these ones every day. Nick, here is the long story short for you. She's not interested in you. She's still hung up on her ex. She's still hung up on her ex. And, I feel like a lot of guys are going to be listening to this. They're going to be saying to themselves, well, that proves the point that women love those bad boys. And in a sense, yes, that is true. Women do love a bad boy. Women do love a bad boy because a bad boy emits a lot of masculinity. He's displaying a ton of masculine traits. Being assertive, being dominant, doing things and not giving a shit, right? Not caring what other people think about him. That's really the quality, by the way, behind, a bad boy doing something bad or illegal, right? It's not that they're doing something bad or illegal that's so sexy or attractive to a woman. It's the fact that he just doesn't give a shit. It's like almost like mentally, he's got this mental strength, which is funny because if you really look in that, there's not a lot of mental strength in doing illegal activity. It's actually a pretty weak thing. But on the surface, to a woman, there is something mentally strong about that because he is fearless, right? So either way, I digress. Let's go back into this concept here where I'm talking about this woman being more attracted to this guy right now that she was with. Well, first of all, beyond the fact that he's this bad boy doing all these bad things, she does have a history with him. So even whoever this guy is, of course she still is in love with him. They just broke up, right? They just broke up. So that's my first advice to you guys who are listening to the podcast. And Nick, maybe you're listening as well. Do not be going for girls or trying to seriously date women who are just getting out of relationships. It's a bad idea. They're still going to be hung up on their ex. You need at least, at the very least, maybe even a little bit more, 3 to 4 months of them not being in a serious relationship. Of course, it all depends. If they were in something for a couple months, well, that's not a big deal. But if the girl is with the guy for like 2 to 5 years, yeah, you got to give it some time. Okay? Give it some time for you to get really serious with this girl because you don't know what's going to happen with her. You have no idea if she's still hung up on her ex. Okay? Obviously, this girl in this situation is. Which moves me to some other points I want to make here. Well, it seems as though Nick doesn't want to give up. And I respect you, Nick, for you not wanting to give up on this girl because you really like her. But the proof here is in the pudding. It's all about the actions, not the words. I just did a YouTube video about this, how to tell what a girl's thinking. And basically, I'll sum up the YouTube video for you right now. It's all about her actions, right? You've heard the colloquialism that is actions speak louder than words. Well, that's very true in this case specifically, right? Her actions are showing you she's not interested because she won't even get physical with you. You guys, I don't even know if you said you were kissing or not, but every time I guess you guys try to do something physical, she shuts down, right? She's not ready for it yet. Now, it sounds like you've known her for a while, so it doesn't seem like she's being prudish, but instead, it seems like she's just not interested. And of course, we know that for a fact now because she has now told you that she's still interested in her ex-boyfriend, okay? Now, here's the thing. You got to look at a situation like this and you got to really take in the whole picture. I think a lot of guys don't take in the whole picture when they're chasing after a girl or they've been dating a girl for a while. They don't see everything, right? A lot of guys, what they'll see is they'll see looks. They'll see looks and they'll see, I should say they pay attention to a girl who is giving them signals that she's interested. So a guy will really like a girl because she is showing some signals that she's interested in him. Okay, and so this kind of messes with the guy's head here, right? It messes with the guy's head because he's thinking to himself, oh man, this girl likes me. I rarely get a girl who likes me. It feels good when a girl likes me. I like her. Are you relating to this? Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever been in this situation where you start to like a girl mainly because she likes you or shows you signs of interest? Because, of course, that feels good, right? Builds our self-esteem, makes us feel a bit more confident, feels really nice to our ego, feels really great when a girl likes us. So, of course, we start to like them and we start to form this desperation because once this girl starts to slip away or start to throw us in the friend zone and we're like, wait a minute, no, I thought she liked me. This felt so good. We were doing all these things together and she didn't fully reject me yet. Oh, what do I do? Or maybe in this case, like Nick, she does fully reject him. But he got that taste. He got that taste because he got a girl somewhat interested, maybe for a second, maybe just for a split second, who was attractive, who was kind, so on and so forth. So it creates this desperation and it's really dangerous. But we don't look at the whole picture. Right? Like I said, we don't look at the whole picture. That's all you're looking at. And you're not looking at the bigger picture of, let's see who she is as a person, right? First of all, she's hung up on her ex. So she doesn't want you. She wants her ex. Okay. Second of all, her ex seems like a guy who doesn't have his life together, right? Does he? He's doing weird criminal activity, stealing guns from her family. I mean, that's insane. That's insane. And the fact that she still likes him, that's got to say a little bit about her, right? And I don't want to sit here on a soapbox and be judgmental here, but let's look at the facts. Okay, she's interested in a guy who's doing bad things. Do you want a girl who's interested in a guy like that? What does that say about her? What does that say about her values, her morals? That's all. I'm not judging, but see if those align with you. Obviously, Nick, the way you're talking here, you're probably like, this is ridiculous. This guy is ridiculous. And this woman wants to associate herself with him. So you want to associate with a woman who wants to associate herself with a kind of guy like that? I'm going to just go ahead and answer for you. Probably not. And I'm sure you who's listening are probably agreeing with me, right? It's like, what kind of person is this? It sounds a little immature. Sounds a little immature. Again, I don't know the extent of their relationship of this girl and this bad boy. I have no idea. It's not my place to analyze because we don't know what's going on. And the fact of the matter is we shouldn't care because this has nothing to do with us. But we have to figure out what it is that Nick is looking for. And Nick, I don't think you're looking for this. So Nick, what are you looking for? And really ask yourself what it is that you want and the type of girl that you want. And then see if that really matches up with this girl. And you know what? If you're like, Trip, it does. Somehow you found a way to convince yourself that this is the girl. Well, I gotta give you the harsh news. She doesn't like you. And I know what you're looking for. You're looking for the friend zone escape plan. How do you escape the friend zone? Well, I talk about this on other podcast episodes, so we're not going to go deep into this today. If you want to learn about that, just go ahead and search friend zone in iTunes or look for the friend zone topics on iTunes or in Stitcher as you're listening to this podcast, or on Spotify. That's right, we're on Spotify too. So really, really check that out and learn about that. But you got to understand that 90% of the time, you're not going to end up escaping the friend zone. That's because they already see you as a friend, and it's very hard for a woman to see you other than that. It just is. But I don't even think this is a friend zone situation. I think she might like you, but she's just calling you her friend, not because she's not attracted to you, but because you're really more attracted to this guy. And I sense desperation in you, Nick, because you're so hung up on this girl who likes this other guy, who's obviously not a quality dude. And you are sitting here pining after her when there's so many more women available. And I just have a sense that you and all the rest of the guys that are listening to this podcast are really good guys. Good guys who just want to meet a good, wholesome woman, right? Someone quality. I mean, yes, obviously most people do. But I think that there's guys out there that are listening to this podcast that say to themselves, yeah, but I don't want to settle. That's why I'm listening to this podcast, because you don't want to settle, because you want the best, or at least the best that time can provide you, right? We don't want to sit here trying to find a unicorn, trying to find what you would consider the perfect girl who has, 25 traits that she must have. You're going to be taking a long time to find this woman, and you might never even find her. So you got to take what you can, not settling, but you pick a few things that you know you want in a woman, and you find those traits in a woman, and then you can go into something deeper with her. A lot of guys don't even do that. That's when they kind of settle, right? They just take what they can get, any kind of girl that shows them interest, or maybe they just go for a girl that they're physically attracted to and there's nothing else there, right? So really you got to think about this. And really got to think about how can we exit, not the friend zone, but the desperation zone. How can we get to a place where we can stop trying to pine after the women that don't want us and start talking to a lot of other women out there that you can have the chance with, that could be even more quality than the one that you're trying to go after. So there's a lot of lessons here today, a lot of good lessons here that came out of this voicemail, all right? We're talking about themes of desperation, a friend zone, finding a quality woman, not settling, all those things. So those are things I want you to think about this week. Are you being desperate? Are you just taking anything that can come your way or trying to get something that you can't have? Don't confuse this idea of being persistent and romantic, right? It's blurry lines here. People think, well, in the movies, they're persistent and therefore it's romantic. And in the movies and the stories, the women are there and the men are trying to get them and they'll stop at nothing to get them. No, my friend, that's desperation. We don't want that. It's a bad quality. It's a bad quality. Stop thinking that the women are the prize here. You are the prize. If a woman doesn't like you, you should laugh at that. Ha! Wow, she doesn't like me. She's interested in her ex. Her loss, right? Her loss. That's how we got to be thinking. That's the mindset shift here. Her freaking loss. So that's what I want you to think about this week. And don't forget, if you want more mindset shifts like this, if you want to try to get practical answers and steps to being able to attract the women that you want in your town We can do coaching and I can help you. So check out tripadvice.com/coaching and apply today so I can get on the phone with you and see if you're a good fit for the program at hand. Nick, good luck. I hope you listened to this episode and I hope it helped. I know you didn't get what you wanted. You wanted a specific technique or answer to get this girl to fall in love with you. But my friend, it's not magic. We're dealing with real life here, real people. And so you got to realize that you're not always going to get what you want. But the amazing lesson out of that is sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that's a good thing.